Hello, this is the first attempt I'm making to do a vlog, and at first I wondered whether I should get some very sophisticated equipment, but got a bit of a frog in my throat here. I thought, well, maybe I could just do it with my smartphone, for the time being at least, and in fact I'm sat at my piano. You may hear a few dulcet tones coming out of the instrument. It's rather a nice Yamaha Clavinova I'm playing, and I don't know whether I'll be able to actually record any songs in this fashion, because I mean I do have rather a nice sort of mixer and all that sort of stuff for when I do my internet gigs. On the internet, of course, I have an avatar. I've been with my avatar now for about 10 years, and that avatar is called Fyrm Fouroux. And of course, my name is John Lewis Smith. Everybody calls me John, and the Lewis is only because when it came to copyrighting my songs, the London copyright agency said, well, you can't go about it with a name like John Smith, so I had to become a performer called John Lewis Smith, because I have a common name, and that is a bit of a nuisance sometimes. Anyway, all this is a bit boring, I'm sure, but then I think video logs, well, do they not give one the opportunity for a little bit of, you know, je ne sais quoi, a little bit of rabbiting on, as we might say. Yeah, so a lot of software to get used to. I don't know if I'll ever master it all, but who knows, it's worth trying, isn't it? And what I'm going to talk about, I don't know really. I've just been speaking with my brother, and my daughter is interested in our family history, or has become so. And my brother, who's 8 years older than me, knows an awful lot about stuff that I don't know about. And because he also knew my father, whereas my father died when I was a baby. There's a bit of history for you. Aha. Oh, I saw my finger pointing up there. So anyway, I rather like doing this chat stuff while I have a few arpeggios to, I mean, I'm not playing music here, but I'm just putting in a bit of my own background stuff, you know. Oh, I love this sort of thing where you don't know where it's going. A few discords. How will they resolve? Who knows? Oh my goodness. A bit like life, isn't it? You think everything's sorted out, and your central heating boiler breaks down. Mine broke down in the Christmas period, not this year, a few years ago. Trying to get a plumber on New Year's Eve. Well, you know, dream on. Oh, I didn't. I was too cold to dream. Far too cold to dream, I have you know. But I'm chatting on here, and somebody else is in the house, my partner, and of some 30 years, and she would probably think, who the bloody hell is he talking to? Well, she thinks that sometimes, even when I'm talking to her. Do you sometimes find that you really want to speak to somebody about something that's so bloody interesting? You're just fascinated, it fascinates the hell out of you. And what you don't realise is the other person couldn't give a shit. I mean, totally bored out of her mind. Usually is her, in my case. And yet, when I go for my breakfast with my good friend Tom, we sit and shoot the shit, as a Canadian friend of mine once said. He taught me that expression, my friend Jerry, who sadly passed away some years ago. And but me and Tom, we go for breakfast, we start at 9, always start at 9. We have a different venue. We have about half a dozen venues, we move around. I keep a note of them in my bullet journal. I'm good at that sort of thing, very nerdy, rather obsessive when it comes to notifying. note-taking, I should say, not notifying, note-taking. Yeah, so we start our breakfast at 9 o'clock, and it's often we're not done by 11. Sometimes we go through till 12. Sometimes it's after that. It has occasionally been about 12:30, and the proprietors are usually looking at us rather sternly by then, because we've been sitting there having consumed our breakfast, nattering, and of course their lunchtime trade is coming in. And at that point we usually feel it's time to do a bit of buggering offsville. So we do that. And but we have a nice time. We chat about stuff, you see. And both of us, we're kind of interested in what the other person says, even though we know if the other person tried to speak to their partner or spouse, they would have them asleep in about 2-3 minutes at the most, probably no more than that. But we don't put ourselves to sleep. We actually give one another lots of ideas, things to think about, and we can say the unthinkable because we've been doing it for so long that these weekly conversations are part of our lifeblood. And so now I think I will come to a termination of this very first vlog that I've ever done. Whether I will get round to actually publishing the damn thing anytime soon, well, who knows? I believe I have to set up a channel in YouTube first. Well, if plenty of people can manage to crack that nut, and before I get on to you in talking about the difficulty I had of cracking almonds, not almonds, something else it was, forget what they were, some kind of nut at Christmas. I couldn't do it with a monkey wrench. I couldn't do it with a pair of pliers. I could barely do it with a 2-pound hammer. Nuts, I said. Nuts to you. I'm not going to crack your fucking nut anymore. Excuse me for the F word. Just slipped out there. It's a bit like, I think F words slipping out are a bit like passing wind in inopportune moments. Suddenly you find the gaseous quantity has just fled. Without being bid, without being told to, without being under starter's orders. If it were, at least you could have gone somewhere quiet and breezy to let it waft into the stratosphere, add to global warming, that sort of thing. Oh dear, what was I talking about? I was about to finish, wasn't I? You see, this is the thing. I try to stop myself talking, and I find it so hard, especially when I'm talking to you, whoever you may be. When I play my music gigs, sometimes I have only one person in the audience. My friend Tom tells me that a friend of his, who was a drummer in a band some time ago, he used to talk about doing these crap pub gigs where you got one person, and he used to refer to that one person as his audient in the singular. And I thought that was brilliantly creative. And it cheers me up whenever I have to cancel my gig for lack of audient. I think about that. And in fact, yesterday I had an audient of 0 in Second Life on the internet. But I'll tell you more about my music concerts at another stage. And of course I've been rambling on here. I don't even know if I can get this up onto YouTube, and when I will get it up, who knows, but I will try. If that's one thing I will do, I will try for you. And thus saying, my dear blogophiles, or should I say vlogophiles, my dear vlogophiles, I will see you in due course. Bye-bye.